We started off spicy this morning. They say LAX is a massive drug distribution hub. Shout out to Chazo. I'm going to be reading that shortly. Shout out to Fred, Freedom Care Podcast. I'm going to be reading that also. Thank you, my friend. They say that LAX, the LAX, the LORAX, is a massive drug distribution hub. Y'all sent this to me also, so let's go ahead and break it down.
ABC7 investigates drug trafficking in and out of LAX. Many law enforcement agencies say the airport has become the drug gateway to the world. Welcome back. I'm Mark Brown.
I'm Giovanna Lotta. You're watching Eyewitness News at 5, live on ABC7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. Many law enforcement agencies watch over LAX, so you would think illegal drugs would be easily found and confiscated, but that's not the case.
The truth of what's really happening at LAX is disturbing, and it's something drug traffickers have long figured out. Eyewitness News anchor David Ono.
Hey, somebody time out Mario. Don't block him. Just time him out. We don't want him spamming in the chat. Let's continue.
Us now with this exclusive report.
As we head into the busy travel season, we have made a sobering discovery. The next time you head to LAX, you need to know the plane you'll be boarding could be laden with illegal drugs. Cartels are freely using the planes that we all ride on to deliver their goods. And in this exclusive report,
Mario, listen, big dog. Let me help you to understand something. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. I can always forgive and move on, but I don't want to do business with nobody that's that emotional. It's never gonna happen. Let's just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. It's never gonna happen, big dog. We done with that. We moving on. Life is too short for us to be sitting here having a conversation about reuniting. Nah. Sometimes you just grow apart and move on with your life. You know what I'm saying?
we ask the question, who is responsible for stopping this? And you'll be shocked with the answer.
LAX. 80 million people travel through here every year.
I'm wondering the same
Add to that,
thing, Mr.
another
Real,
50,000
Mr.
credentialed
Real,
workers per day.
Real Mr. High Off
you
Music.
have an enormous, complicated ecosystem. And amidst all this energy is a massive problem that has been building for years, and nobody is talking about it.
Listen to me, folks.
Except for a sheriff 2,000 miles away.
Hey, shout out to Broward County. Shout out to the sheriff in Broward County. He out here catching predators, stopping drugs in the community over in Miami. All of that, bro. Shout out to the sheriff in Broward County. He almost seemed like one of the only people in this country with a high position of power that's not corrupted.
As a herd of cattle bask in the sun just outside of his office, longtime Polk County, Florida Sheriff Grady Judd delivers a sobering message to big city LA.
Over and over and over on these domestic airlines from LAX, through suitcases, drugs was smuggled here. That's right, look at this.
That's crazy.
Through good police work, Sheriff Judd cracks an enormous drug ring and, in his own special way, illustrates the problem.
On one occasion, on one airline, 6 suitcases with this drug was smuggled into Orlando. They didn't so much as throw a pair of underwear in the suitcase to act like they were hiding the drugs. You think LAX has got a drug smuggling problem?
This investigation began 4 years ago.
Wait a minute. I can't get through TSA and go through the thing where you got to put your hands on top of your head without having to go back through multiple different times if I got something in my pocket, bro. I had a hoodie on. They almost made me take my hoodie off so I could just be walking through that joint with a wife beater on. They said, do you got any other shirt? You got a shirt up under that? I said, no, man. I went through there. They said, They started checking my wrists, going through my hat. I can't get through there with shoes on. I can't walk through with a belt. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that they not even putting nothing in the luggage? Man, listen, if I leave a laptop, because the old machines, unless they upgraded to the new machines where they say, well, you don't have to take anything out of your backpack or your laptop. If I walk through with a laptop or iPad that hasn't been put in there, they gonna be on your head. I can't get through TSA with a bottle of water without them saying either drink it or pour it out. I seen an old lady in front of me almost have a heart attack because they was telling her, oh, I gotta hurry up. I traveled through TSA just like my man off of Up in the Air. I don't know if y'all seen the George Clooney movie Up in the Air, where you got to get behind Asian people, or you got to get behind these white guys that only have these backpacks that look like they about to ride a motorcycle because they quick with it. They got slip-on shoes. They quick with it. They ain't got to sit there and going back and forth. You ain't got to go back and tell them none of that. I get through the airport as fast as I possibly can. I got clear, pre-check. I go through the priority line. I do all of that in order to prevent myself from having to sit there a long time behind y'all that ain't never traveled before. All right? I can't get through the airport. I can't get through TSA without breathing wrong. And you telling me that they smuggling 6 suitcases with nothing in it with pure Fenty and Coke. Come on, man. Stop it, bro. You know it. Listen, that go all the way up the food chain. It's not only TSA and on the regular agents. They not only in on it. The airline is in on it. The TSA director got to be in on it. Everybody is in on it. Come on, man. We know what's happening.
And little has changed.
What did you learn from this bust?
It's so easy not to be caught. We see drugs pouring out of LAX.
Hey, you can't even go to Turks and Caicos with a bullet in your backpack. You gonna get 12 years. No negotiations. Go over to Turks and Caicos. Go hunting yesterday. Take a backpack hunting with you. Make sure you leave a mistaken piece of ammunition in there. You're getting 12 years over there in Turks and Caicos. But over in LAX, where they just redid the Delta Lounge, it's a beautiful Delta Sky Lounge. Over in LAX, where they just redid the Delta Lounge, you telling me that they can't stop 6 suitcases full of drugs in it? Not here, man.
The traffickers know this. This was not a one-off event. This was a everyday event during the operation. They use this multi-billion-dollar travel industry as their go-to to move drugs across this country. We would have to be naive not to think that there's other major smuggling operations going on just like this. And we're one county sheriff doing one investigation and extrapolate that over the United States.
And we did. Sheriff Judd is right. Our investigation has uncovered drug cases across the U.S. and the globe, all originating out of LAX.
Welcome back to Sunrise. The AFP arrested 3 women who had flown in from Los Angeles.
Ooh, look, they all fit the description. Hold on. Red hair, black women. Booties don't match they thighs.
The AFP arrested 3 women who had flown in from...
Look. Do they not match the description, or do they match the description, ladies and gentlemen?
Los Angeles, each with them accused of hiding around 10 kilograms of the drug in clothing in their luggage.
According to multiple law enforcement sources, LAX likely is the drug trafficking hub of the world. So this isn't Los Angeles' problem. It's everywhere.
Shout out to Chris James. I'm going to read that shortly.
Florida. But who's responsible for stopping it?
Is TSA really the only entity that's capable of doing the policing?
No, it has to be everyone. TSA has got a monumental task in front of them. They screen thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people, and do a really, really good job. But TSA can't do it all.
Our search authority is very, very narrow. We search for weapons, incendiaries, and explosives, and we want to keep those out of bags and off of planes.
Jason.
So they're not actually trying to stop the drugs from coming through. This is one of the reasons why our borders is open. They just want to make sure that we don't have a lockdown like 9/11 again, which I don't even believe that. Don't let me get started on that. I might have to start I might have to start a faceless channel so I could debunk all of the conspiracies that I don't believe that's being advertised to us. in the news and on social media all since the 90s. Since the 90s. I might do a faceless channel like some of these other YouTubers out here so I could debunk all of this nonsense. They're not trying to stop drugs. They're not trying to stop your communities from getting ruined because there's too much money in that. But they are going to stop you from bringing in an extra laptop.
Pantages is the head of
I can't even bring extra Rolexes with me because then they're going to be trying to ask me, what am I bringing it for? And did you declare it?
Say at LAX.
So how does searching for drugs play into the TSA?
So we don't search for narcotics. As I said, we search for weapons, incendiaries, and explosives.
Pantages says LAX
and water inside of your backpack
is the busiest origination and destination airport in the world. They deal with hundreds of thousands of bags and people a day. He says searching for drugs cannot be part of their job.
We don't have the ability to do that because we're not law enforcement officials. We're transportation security officers. We can't search for criminal activity. It's not within what we're able to do with our search authority.
That sounds crazy.
Understand that most bags are examined by TSA, but it may not be what you think. There's this screening process we all walk through to get on a plane. Through x-rays, the TSA looks inside our carry-ons. And then there's the bags we check in.
Those bags go through what we call an explosives detection system or an EDS machine. It's not like an x-ray machine at a checkpoint where an officer's looking at each individual bag.
In other words, there's no human looking inside. If the EDS machine doesn't detect explosives, the bag keeps moving. But
did y'all know this? I didn't know this. Did y'all know this? Wow. So wait a minute. You telling me the only thing you got to be able to do is get you a little strag, get you a little hood rat, have her check in the bag, and it's not going to actually be examined by a human. It's just going to go through the explosives detections device, and then you'll be able to go and pick up your luggage. Really? Quentin, why you ain't tell me? We could have been running up a bag. Quentin, I know you got the hookup. Quentin, I'm going to call you later on tonight. I didn't know that. Why you ain't tell me, Quentin? We could have been ran it up. We ain't even got to be doing all of this extra hard working and live streaming at night and having people making live streams about us and stuff like that. All we had to do was go and check some luggage and just be on our way. Man, y'all trying to go across state lines. That's just because we just don't have the information. We could have been running that Fenty and all of that through there all day long, big dog. You know what I'm saying? They don't even look for drugs. They just look for explosives. They just don't want you to blow the plane up. They want the drugs to get there. Quentin, I didn't know that, bro. Why you ain't tell me? Quentin, why you ain't tell me, bro? Jesus.
But there are occasions where the TSA does find drugs.
The first thing we would do is notify law enforcement.
That law enforcement is LAX PD.
Any crimes that are committed on the property, we investigate those crimes. We also, make sure the airport is secure.
LAX PD Chief Cecil Rambo has a long list of responsibilities.
That got to be a tough cookie when they call his name Rambo. I got to get Quentin up here to help me to understand what the heck is going on, Quentin. Mr. Quentin, can you please give us some insight on what's happening over there in LAX, sir?
Man, it happened, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. Buddy passes, it's free passes that airline employees get, and you can put anybody's name on them. You book a ticket, you go, you check a bag, you put whatever you want in the bag, you send it to the other end, and then people just come pick it up. Because when you go to the airport, ain't nobody checking who picking up the bags. You just grab that sucker off the carousel.
Yeah, okay, but wait a minute. But don't they tag it? All right, when I go to the airport.
You don't have to get on the flight.
But it's still under my name, though.
You can put under any name you want.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So wait a minute. I could check a bag under whatever name I want.
Yup.
Had a bag flown, not even get on the flight.
Yup.
And then have somebody come up to the airport and they don't even have to go through security, because when you're actually leaving out of the airport, all you doing is going through the bag check.
Yup. Some Southwest, he got away with it for 7 years before he got caught.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's it. I wouldn't do it.
Jesus Christ. I didn't even know that.
Because when you get caught, it's a wrap. Yup.
That's crazy. And you walking, and people got masks and stuff on now, so it ain't even that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm. Yup. But you got to think about it. It has to be like a whole organization, because you got to find an airline employee that's willing to do it, and then whoever the drug person is. And
it's 1,000 airline employees. I mean, I know a bunch of them.
Yep. Anyway, that's it. I'm over here working.
All right, Quinn, I'm going to hit you back.
All right, then, boss.
This is insane. Did y'all know that? I didn't know that. I am just now starting to figure it out. Jesus Christ. Okay, all right. This is why this is the Millionaire Morning Show. Because no matter what it is that we talk about, it always comes back down to the money. I know I've been missing out on that drug money. Listen, if I would ever to do some crime, it's going to have to be worth it. I'm not about to be getting no long years like y'all and getting these felonies and going to jail for this little bit of money. I'm going to be like Boston George out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
From checkpoints to theft to assaults to parking violations and, of course, illegally trafficked drugs. But looking into the hundreds of thousands of bags per day is not their job.
Are bags your responsibility?
No, bags are TSA.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the other side of it before I watch the rest of this. You can always get you a little strag to go and do it. You know what I'm saying? They doing it for nothing. Dog, they going out here and they busting it open. They risking it. They whole life on the line for $40. They out here doing it for a man. Don't you know that these strags are going there and go and get them bags for nothing? They don't know who I am. You don't know me. He Professor X. Hey, Professor X said go get the bag. You have another person tell another person and go and get you a strag to go get that bag, to go to check it, and that's it. That's it. Jesus Christ. Well, I tell you what. After that type of information, if everything go bad, and you see me, you never gonna see me on these streets. I'm gonna just risk it all. Nah, I'm just playing with you.
So I have a team of agents who are assigned to LAX.
Matthew Allen is the special agent in charge of the DEA LA. His agents play a significant role in cracking down on drug smugglers at the airport.
And a lot of what they do is investigative, right? A lot of what they do is try to stop the narcotics before they ever actually even make it to LAX.
So part of the dilemma is if they're not going to look at the bags and when it comes to drugs, then who should be doing this?
We all have our roles to play, right? Screening is not the role of DEA.
This is crazy.
As a general rule, if there's a call out for drugs at the airport, my team would not respond. We respond to very specific types of drug incidents at the airport.
David Gates is with the FBI. When it comes to drugs at LAX, they respond to only two kinds of crimes. When airport employees try to use their credentials to sneak drugs past checkpoints, or if illegal drugs are found on the cabin of a plane, but only if the doors to the cabin have been shut. If they are open, that's LAXPD.
Yo, it's so much red tape and so much bureaucratic nonsense that prevent us from actually keeping this country safe. We are living in hell. We are living in hell. It is no way that this much red tape and bureaucratic, you got all of these organizations, TSA, FBI, DEA, all of these different organizations, and everybody saying, hey, not my job. I ain't got to do nothing about it. I ain't got to look at it. Hey, once the door's shut, ain't got nothing to do with me.
It's complicated. It's complicated because this airport is so complicated.
We have approximately 40 special agents that reside there on a daily basis.
John Pachuco with Homeland Security, or HSI, says they have an
Reading
army
Cash
of
App
agents
shortly.
at LAX helping to crack primarily international drug cases. Much like the DEA, their priority is investigation. They don't search through the masses of bags either.
It seems to be a gray area on who's really in charge of stopping drugs from going through LAX.
I think all the agencies that work there, I think we have a great working relationship. I think one of the main issues is just strictly volume.
You see the problem? Everyone is doing their job and doing it well. But it seems no entity is actually responsible for searching all those bags for drugs. Even the dogs at the airport, the majority are searching for explosives, not drugs. The cartels figured all this out years ago. And that's why we no longer see little Cessnas delivering drugs to secret airstrips.
So they ain't got to worry about flying it in themselves because they could just use the Boeing 747s in order to get it through because they see y'all got flaws in the security. This is crazy. I wasn't expecting to come up with all of this in this live stream. This might be a 2-hour live stream.
We've not seen an airplane, a small airplane, fly into a clandestine strip in decades. The infrastructure's already in place. The drug dealers don't have to create the infrastructure. It's here.
It's crazy.
And we want to thank our law enforcement agencies.
This is insane, bro. I genuinely believe that this country is going to hell. 1,000% that this country is going to hell. No way in the world. They said, listen, Medellin and none of them, Larry Hoover, you ain't got to do none of that nonsense. They was overworking. All you got to do is go and send you a little strag up to the airport. Hey man, gonna pick up that bag. If you see some dogs there, don't even do it. Just keep on walk on by. And the dogs don't even sniff for drugs. The dogs are sniffing for explosives. Yo, what do an explosive smell like? Fuck, it's just crazy, man. Shout out.